Good evening, everyone. I want to give everybody a quick update on Hurricane Delta, our 26th named storm of the 2020 hurricane season. Hard to believe, right? Well, if you don't know, the name Delta comes from the Greek alphabet because we have run out of names to name our storms. Now, that last happened in 2005. So it's been a while. Doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. So we are into the Greek alphabet. And bonus points for someone who knows what the next Greek alphabet letter will use. If you know your Greek alphabet, you'll know which one we have. Although I guess you could argue, hopefully we won't have another one, but we shall see. The hurricane season is not quite over. Okay, so I always like to look at the satellite picture, and as you can see, a very nice symmetrical storm here in the northwest Gulf of Mexico. And you can see up in our neck of the woods, we have little low clouds, just a little outer moisture bands from Hurricane Delta. And while that looks promising, the way it's moving, I don't know that we'll see a lot of rain, if any rain, out of this system. It's kind of makes me sad that we won't get to see much rain out of it. But let's look at the particulars anyway. Okay, so this is the 7 p.m. position of Hurricane Delta. As you can see, in latitude, it's still south of Brownsville. But as you can tell, it's going to move. It's still moving north-northwest. It's going to start to curve tomorrow to the north and then to the northeast. It should impact southwestern Louisiana as a major hurricane. Sadly, they already experienced a major hurricane this season, and they're probably going to experience another one. I'm sad to say. So if you know people in that neck of the woods, be praying for them because they're about to go through another hardship with this hurricane. Whoops, went a little too fast here. So this is the most likely arrival time of tropical storm force winds. As you can see, we're in the outer green, so that puts us in the 5% chance. So in other words, we probably won't see any. So this is a rainfall map. It's a little small there, but this is actually the 20. This is day 2. So this will be Saturday. As you can see, most of the rain's in Louisiana. So again, the forecast is not that we wouldn't see really anything from Delta, but if it goes a little further west, you never know. This is I got these out of order, I guess, but this is tomorrow's rainfall forecast. And you can see there's a little green in our neck of the woods. Unfortunately, the lighter green there is 1/100th of an inch or greater. So as you can see, there's not much of a chance for rain, but there's a little chance. This is a flash flood potential. Again, most of it's in Louisiana, some of it's in southeast Texas. Again, nothing that we have to worry about here. We've been so dry, it could rain buckets and it wouldn't matter. We wouldn't have any flash flooding. Now, this is a rainfall total, day 1 through 3. My goodness, that went fast. Um, so as you can see, in this case, the green is an inch or more, and most of it's well southeast of Dallas-Fort Worth, sadly. Now, this spaghetti maps, these are the models that show what the hurricane is predicted to do. And as you can see, they're very tightly clustered within, you know, Louisiana. Now, there's one, well, this one never, this model's always crazy. But this one right here, if you want to grasp at straws, if it followed that path, then we would actually get some rain out of this. But I would not bet your house on it, that is for sure. Okay, so again, there's the particulars. Just south of Brownsville in latitude, moving northwest at about 15 miles an hour. The maximum sustained winds are 115 miles an hour. If it's a major hurricane, and remember, major hurricane is 110 miles an hour or greater. So I thought we'd look at the radar down from Houston, and you can see that there are some outer bands along have moved on shore through the Houston area, through the northwest of Houston, up toward College Station. Those aren't really amounting to a whole lot, but again, you see a heavier rain band in this area right here. Again, nothing to write home about, but most of the action is down here. So it is starting to be close enough to show up on radar to where we can kind of get a better idea of what we might expect. So the bottom line for us is here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area is that if we're extremely fortunate, we will see a sprinkle or a shower tomorrow. Beyond that, that's about it. You know, we are going through this dry period, and I think you're seeing the first effects of La Nina here. So we do tend to have drier winters. Now it's not winter yet, but we tend to have drier periods. October is actually, climatologically speaking, is a wet month, supposed to be. So we're not starting off very well. So if we don't get any rain from Hurricane Delta, then we're probably looking at another week or so before we see some significant rain, and I mean significant, probably more than a quarter of an inch. So that's not very significant at all if you look at it one way. But so it's going to be dry, but it's going to be kind of warm this weekend, and then it'll cool off again. So it won't be incredibly hot or anything, but it will be warm this weekend. Probably warmer than you want it to be in October. And like I said, rain chances are pretty small, and the only way we're going to get any rain in tomorrow would be if this hurricane defies most of the models and moves a little more west. So we shall see. But like I said, just grasping at straws, that's for sure. All right, so we appreciate you watching as always. I'm watching the weather, so you don't have to. And anything that would change significantly with this hurricane, I will let you know. With that, have a good evening, and we'll talk to you soon.